Let me begin with a sentence so bold it might shake you awake from the inside out within you, hidden beneath layers of routine, fear, exhaustion, and ordinary life. There are cells waiting to regenerate the person you were born to become. Not metaphorical cells, real ones, living ones, breathing, responding, adapting, multiplying. Your body isn't just surviving its way through the world, it is waiting for instructions to rise. And here's the part that should make you sit up a little straighter. You can give those instructions. You can activate a process of renewal biologically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually that can change the course of your life in 30 days or less. I want you to imagine something. Imagine that every dream you've abandoned, every ambition you silenced, every version of yourself you buried because life got too heavy. Imagine if all of that could be awakened again, not by motivation alone, not by willpower alone, but because the very fabric of your being begins regenerating from the inside. Because science tells us something remarkable, the body renews itself far more powerfully than we ever imagined. Stem cells, your internal repair system, can multiply when given the right conditions. And when renewal happens in the body, renewal begins in the mind. When the body regenerates, your courage regenerates, your focus regenerates, your desire for life regenerates. So today's message is simple yet revolutionary. You are not stuck. You are not finished. You are not too far gone. You are one decision away from waking up the dormant power that has been patiently waiting for your permission to rise. And to take you there, we will walk through three truths, three key pillars that have the power to regenerate not only your cells, but your entire life. For a moment, allow yourself to consider a difficult question. When was the last time you actually felt alive? Not busy. Not functional, but alive. Most people don't notice how quietly they slip into autopilot. Days become loops. Choices become habits. Dreams become fog. Life becomes repetition. People wake up one day and realize they haven't truly lived in months, sometimes years. But biology shows us something profound. Even when your life feels stuck, your body is never stuck. Every second, it is rebuilding, repairing, restoring. Life is trying to move forward through you. Even when your mind is trapped in the past, you are designed for renewal. But autopilot suffocates renewal. Let me tell you a story. A young architect once came to me after a talk. She said, "I feel like my life is shrinking. My energy is shrinking. Even my courage is shrinking." I asked her one question. What part of your life feels like it belongs to someone else? And she fell silent. Autopilot had taken her dreams hostage. She was living a life she didn't choose, but one she learned to tolerate. And tolerance is the enemy of transformation. Then something happened. She heard a doctor say something similar to what Dr. Lee teaches, that the body isn't a static machine. It's a living system that responds instantly to change. One shift in habit, one shift in nourishment, one shift in mindset. The body listens. So she tested one shift. She took a daily walk for 30 days. Not a workout, not a fitness routine, just a walk with intention, a walk with new choices, a walk that interrupted autopilot. What happened? She didn't just feel physically stronger. She began sketching ideas again. She made a decision to leave a toxic work environment. She started applying for new roles. She called people she hadn't spoken to in years. She woke up, not just her heart, but her identity. Why? Because once you interrupt your autopilot, your entire system wakes up. Autopilot isn't just a pattern of behavior. It is a pattern of biology, a pattern of emotion, a pattern of self-belief. When you break it, even slightly, renewal rushes in. So ask yourself today, what part of your life is running on autopilot? What habits have you accepted? What pain have you normalized? What dreams have you muted? Because the moment you stop dimming yourself to survive is the moment your body begins restoring you to thrive. Let today be the day you interrupt your autopilot. KUI.2 your mind and body are the most intelligent partnership you will ever be in. And they are constantly communicating every second, asking you for what they need to help you live the life you're meant to live. The problem: most people are chronically starving in ways they don't even recognize. Not starving for calories, starving for nourishment, for energy, for clarity, for direction, for growth, for purpose, for restoration. Your stem cells, the internal architects that repair organs, generate new tissue, replace damaged cells, respond instantly to nourishment. Not just food, but choices, movement, rest, thoughts, environments, emotions. Let me give you an image. Picture a construction crew standing in front of an unfinished building. They have the tools, they have the skill, they have the ability to rebuild, but they don't have the materials. They can't work, not because they're incapable, but because they're undersupplied. That is exactly what happens inside you. You have the crew. You always have the crew. You just need to supply them. And this is where science becomes inspiration. Certain foods, whole, vibrant, nutrient-dense foods, signal stem cells to multiply. Certain habits, like walking, fasting, sleeping deeply, breathing intentionally, activate repair. Certain thoughts, hope, gratitude, purpose, reduce biological stress signals and allow renewal to accelerate. Do you see the pattern? Renewal is not random. It is responsive. It responds to what you feed it. Let me share a personal moment. Years ago, I was exhausted, not the normal kind, but the kind that leaks into your bones. I was drained, burnt out, emotionally flat. I was accomplishing things, but hollow inside. I went to a doctor expecting some complicated diagnosis, but he said something startlingly simple. You're not sick. You're undernourished. Not just in food, but in life. That sentence cracked something open in me, because nourishment isn't just about what you eat. It's about what you consume mentally, what you tolerate emotionally, what you allow spiritually, what you surround yourself with physically. And just like that, I made a decision to feed my life, not just my body, with what would allow me to grow again. I started reading again. I walked every morning. I changed the way I spoke to myself. I ate food that felt alive instead of processed to death. I sat in silence. I wrote. I listened to my intuition, which I had ignored for years. In 30 days, I didn't just feel different. I was different, because when you nourish yourself, your biology rises to support your destiny. So ask yourself, what are you feeding your system biologically, mentally, emotionally? Are you feeding your future or feeding your fear? Are you feeding your energy or feeding your exhaustion? Are you feeding your purpose or feeding your distractions? Everything you consume becomes a construction material for the person you become. Feed yourself with intention, and renewal becomes inevitable. K-po-E-N-T-3, or B-E-Q-O-M-S permanente, O-E-O-Q-M-E-N-E-O, a-Fu-Tu-U-R-E, we-or-to-H, regenerate, far. There is one reason people don't change, even when they know how. They haven't fallen in love with their future yet. You cannot regenerate for a life you don't believe you deserve. You cannot transform for a vision you haven't crafted. You cannot rise for a future you haven't claimed. Science shows us that stem cells multiply fastest when the body senses a reason to grow. And human beings are the same. We grow fastest when we have a reason to rise. Think of a child learning to walk. They don't walk for exercise. They don't walk because someone told them it's good for them. They walk because there is something in front of them. A parent, a toy, a destination that pulls them forward. Adults forget this. We stop walking toward something. We start walking away from things, stress, fear, failure, expectation. But life doesn't regenerate when you're running from something. It regenerates when you are running to something. Let me tell you about a man named Kareem. He was diagnosed with serious health issues. The doctors gave him a strict plan, but he ignored all of it until one day he looked at his daughter and realized she was growing up while he was merely surviving. He didn't change because he feared disease. He changed because he wanted to attend her graduation. He wanted to walk her down the aisle. He wanted to hold his grandchildren. He wanted a future that was worth regenerating for. And his life changed dramatically because his motivation changed direction. He wasn't avoiding death. He was pursuing life. Your body fights harder for you when you fight for something bigger than the moment you're in. So I ask you, what future pulls you forward? What dream wakes you up from the inside? What vision makes you straighten your spine and breathe deeper? What possibility makes your heart beat louder? Find it, name it, claim it. Because once you commit to a future, your biology, your habits, your mindset, your environment, everything begins aligning to support your regeneration. You are not rebuilding your life for the next 30 days. You are rebuilding it for the next 30 years. FEINLKLTACTIMNTT next 30 DWSK and RUBBERIWARIFE. Listen to me closely. Every great transformation in history, every revolution, every innovation, every comeback story began with a single decision, not a perfect decision, not a detailed plan, just a decision to awaken what had been asleep. So today you choose to interrupt your autopilot, choose to nourish the body and mind that carry your purpose. Choose to commit to a future worthy of the person you are becoming. In the next 30 days, you can regenerate courage. You can regenerate discipline. You can regenerate strength. You can regenerate identity. You can regenerate hope. You can regenerate your entire life from the cells upward. Because the same biology that repairs your body can rebuild your destiny. You are not done. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are being rebuilt. Your cells are ready. Your mind is ready. Your future is ready. Now it's your turn. Rise. Regenerate. Begin again.